Hello, everyone. This is Mike Lindsley, Blue Fox Group, managed service provider in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I'm here with Will of Nerdio, and this is Tech Talk at the Blue Fox Bar. Will, can you explain who Nerdio is?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for having me here, first of all. But Nerdio is an organization that helps managed service providers bring their customers into the cloud, specifically Microsoft Azure. And we look for a whole bunch of different things, mainly just making it easy for end users so they can interact with technology that doesn't break, and then also making sure that you don't overpay for it.
So you said, make it easy for people to go into the cloud. What is small businesses? What challenges do they have today that maybe hold them back or might go, oh, I'm not sure. Will my stuff work okay up there?
Yeah, there's so many challenges, but the big ones are kind of the unknown, because cloud is such an overused marketing term. That's really where it started out, right? And us who work in technology, we know all it means is it's the same computer, it's the same server, it's just sitting in somebody else's data center. And so some of the challenges that come along with that is people sometimes want to hold on to things like, oh, I want to be able to see my server. What happens if the data center goes down? Are they secure? Do I still own my data there? How am I going to connect to it? Those types of things come up over and over again, and this is really why Microsoft Azure is the leader in cloud computing, because they check all the boxes. You have this data center that Microsoft's built, and we already trust Microsoft. We use them for email, for Exchange. We use them for Word and PowerPoint and our operating systems. And so they've really built a great solution. And I kind of think about this cloud transformation almost even from like the consumer side. And this has been going on for years and years. Everybody who's watching this that uses Netflix, you don't have a Netflix server in your office, right? You can pay your monthly fee just for what you need. You can get your plans with multiple devices or one device or whatever it is, and you can cancel it at any time, and you have this flexibility with it.
But I see a lot of hesitation with graphic design, heavy use firms, maybe CAD, architecture, marketing. They have like a hesitancy to go to the cloud. And I see the traditional IT guy says, no, CAD won't work up there. This won't work up there. How has that changed? Can you debunk that for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody who's thinking that, they're not wrong, because there's cloud baggage, as I like to call it. Old cloud solutions like promise you could do this stuff, and you get in there and start working and realize, no, you really can't, or it created additional problems that we didn't even think about. But Microsoft has come out with this newer product called Azure Virtual Desktop. And what they did was they built this solution from the ground up. Older versions of cloud technology were kind of bolted on solutions. They came up with something and then add this feature and add this feature. And over time, it becomes this thing that's like all these little patches, right, to try and fix it. So Microsoft went to the drawing board and said, we're going to start from the beginning. What are the things people want to do? They need to be able to run high graphics. They need to watch videos. They need to do Teams calls like this. And they built this solution. So they've actually built this with these high-end graphics in mind. I can have an architecture firm of 100 employees all working from home on whatever device they want. It could be an Android tablet. It could be their iPhone if they are okay with that little baby screen. It could be their Windows device. It could be their $5,000 Mac. It doesn't matter what it is. And they can have that same experience with high-end performance and not worrying about that physical device, not dragging data over the internet like many of them do, wondering where it is and keeping projects up to date.
I mean, you just nailed it. And that's why it's so exciting to be in this industry right now, because we can literally modernize the workforce and we can enable these guys to work better. We can help them align with maybe their values of being a best place to work, right? Giving them the right technology just to enhance that experience. Another thing we see is a lot of people make common mistakes when going to the cloud, trying to prepay for things and overbuild servers like they did when they had a server that was on premise. I got to think to where I'm going to be 3 years from now. With Nerdio, you don't have to do that anymore. Can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, again, why people, I think, sometimes have failed in the past when they think about cloud and say it's too expensive. When you buy a server, that you want to hold on to that for 3 or 5 years. You want to get as much ROI on that piece of hardware as possible. So you buy as much storage as you can, CPU, as much memory. And with the cloud, you can dial it in because it's infinitely scalable. So I can buy a terabyte of storage because that's what I need today. And I know that if tomorrow I need a little bit more, I just click a button and I get more storage. And I'm not going to pay for 4 terabytes when I'm only using one, right? We want to optimize that cost. And I think you guys do a really good job of consulting and working with your customers, figuring out what they need today, and then also having that peace of mind that I can grow or even reduce if I need to based on my business changes.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly right, right? We build it for where they're at today, not to where you're at 3 years from now, not to when, okay, hey, there's a minor recession coming, we can scale back. It's ultimate flexibility, right? It's ultimate cost saving. So I would say, listen, if you want to look to all the people listening, at modernizing your office, hit us up at info@bfoxg.com. We'd love to start this conversation with you. Will, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.